What is going on, Pack? It's Quacky here, and it's been a while. The last time I've actually sat down here and uploaded a video to the channel was about 2 years ago now. Some of you may have seen a short or two I've posted in the past few months or a test YouTube stream, and well, quite a bit has changed outside of the channel. To put it simple so that we can just get into Krunker and if Krunker is any good in 2026, I just found a new passion to pursue, which has lately been fitness and working to get lean, which some of you have actually reached out to me in DMs and have mentioned how you love how I've been documenting the journey over on X or Twitter, and it's honestly a really cool feeling. Being someone who has been obese since early childhood, I really just got fed up from just all the weight gain over COVID and whatnot. And I just want to know what aspects of life are going to be different as a lean individual. I've been trying my best to stream as often as I can, sometimes being once a week, twice a week, or honestly, truly just whenever I can. Most of my time away has been dealing with getting leaner, as well as finishing my certificate in cybersecurity. Regarding content and what I want to make content on, it's still a big question mark. I know everybody wants to see all the old Krunker creators come back to the game, but I also want to delve into other ponds and see what's to offer there. Some examples being Overwatch or really any new release that seems promising. That's enough of that though. Let's get into what's been happening with Krunker. To me, the easiest way to go about this is to just go over the latest patch notes, which is currently Krunker Season 9.1. And then I'll tell you guys what's new first, and then later in the video, we'll get into each change more in depth. Let's dive into it. Alrighty, packs. So here we have Krunker launched up on the latest season update, which is Season 9.1, which has actually been out for about a week now, so I'm a bit late to cover this. However, better late now than never. So first up, we have Turf Wars being added to Krunker, which isn't exactly traditional clan wars. It's a bit different. We'll dive more into that later in the video. But it's just a mode where clans fight for control of different areas on official maps. But again, we'll cover that later. They've added a market on the main menu to buy and sell items directly in the game. So this is a pretty good change. It's just one less hurdle with the hub and whatnot. So having it all here is it's a nice quality of life update. Next up, we just have a bunch of new items being added throughout the battle pass, ranked, and Interno shop. Honestly, I gotta keep it a buck. Drop a comment down below. Do you guys even know like what Eterno is? Because honestly, I don't, and I don't really know much about it. But nonetheless, and the black market also got some new stuff, it seems. And they've added leaderboards on the main menu, which is just this tiny button right down here where you have players, clans, ranked, and raids. So like the player leaderboard's kind of just like the traditional one, just a bit cleaner looking. Then they added the top players in ranked per ranked season, which is in the leaderboard tab. They added a new season 9.1 battle pass, which is quite neat. Got quite a few tiers, up to 50 tiers there, the free and the VIP tier. So different rewards for each one. A lot of spin tickets, a few cosmetics thrown in there. Pretty standard battle pass compared to prior seasons. They've added Eterno Jump and a Weapons Factory parkour map. I don't know much about this, but I'm sure that jump community and parkour community are going to be all over that. And then they've added something I didn't think they would add, which is weapon wear for some of the skins. So they basically just took the wear system from Counter-Strike and applied it to Krunker, which I don't really know how to feel about that. I might talk about that a bit later. They've added in-game announcements when entering a territory that's controlled by a clan, which we'll see at the top where like your medals are. And they've also added clan banners on the maps that are being controlled. They've added daily rewards for clans that control the maps and leaderboards for the top performing clans and the ones that gross the most and the top players, which I'll cover that later. Added a clan profile view with historical data. That's cool. Clan logos, nice. They've added 4 new clan cosmetic items in the Eterno shop, which honestly, I still don't really know what the Eterno shop is. But there's that. We'll cover that a bit later. Clan skins also dynamically display your clan's logo or name, which is cool. The captains can also access clan settings, which is huge. They've added raid run tracking with completions, which is cool to see. That's great for people who still play the raids. Now, here's what I want to say right off the bat. I think frvr are doing well when it comes to pleasing as many different sub-communities inside of KRUNKER as possible. However, most of these changes are focused on just maintaining the player base that's already there, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But with how the game is currently, I do think that having a shift towards figuring out how to convert more guest players or new players into players with accounts and retain on the game longer needs to be a priority to some extent. The current pool of players have been around for years and have been playing the game without content for, well, months on end. So I think it's safe to say that as long as the servers are operational, those players will still be around at this stage. So let's talk about turf wars being added to KRUNKER. I think that frvr wanting to improve clan functionality is a great idea, but there's some caveats that need some fine-tuning. And this turf war system reminds me a lot of Call of Duty Ghosts clan war system, all the way back in 2013 when Call of Duty Elite was still a thing. In Ghosts, you could take possession of a key location on the map that they had, and the top 3 clans per region were awarded cosmetics. Also, certain game modes awarded additional clan points. Now, again, I think making clans more prominent is a nice to have, but this kind of system in KRUNKER is a bit tricky to implement. Unlike Call of Duty, KRUNKER's player pool is already quite saturated with highly skilled players, and there's not enough casuals to dilute the influx of sweaty players during turf wars to give the new players who are onboarding KRUNKER for the first time a positive player experience. And KRUNKER has always had this identity crisis where it's labeled as being wacky and casual or super sweaty. And as of lately, it's kind of been leaning towards super sweaty just from what I've experienced and what updates have come out. One part about clans that I reckon is being ignored is this number right here. I'm talking about the clan level. Why is this not being utilized? Instead of turf wars being a thing where only the best of the best get anything at all, make use of the clan leveling system. Award clan level XP and make that the main way to earn clan level XP. And then as you level your clan up, you unlock an assortment of rewards such as sprays that only active clan members can equip and use, or death cards that are accessible only for clan members. Or better yet, as a higher tier reward, you can upload your clan logo and replace it as a text in the clan tag in-game, kind of like a premium name change, or as a badge beside your name in-game. And for these high tier rewards, you can have activity measures in place to require clans to be at least somewhat active in wars to maintain so it doesn't feel too stagnant. This current turf war system with how it's structured only rewards clans with enough sweaty players, which if I'm being completely honest isn't 100% ideal with the current state of the game. If we shift the focus more on awarding clan level XP, which any clan can earn, everybody is essentially a winner in some way, and they don't feel left out and don't have to rely on getting X amount of pub stompers to get any reward whatsoever. The main difference maker is those with more players will get those level rewards faster, but those clans that are smaller can still obtain those rewards just at a slower pace. Of course, having this kind of system would require a wide-scale level reset for clans, and perhaps every season there can be some sort of a soft reset. And you can still have the top dog rewards for sure. However, with how the rewards are structured, it requires those clans with enough members to dominate and cause chaos on the few new players we have on Krunker. Regarding the new skinware system in Krunker, it would have been a great idea in 2018 when the game first launched. This change to me appears to be a people pleaser more so to the KMT Andes, who will make up whatever price they want for certain wear levels. And it makes the whole skin system in Krunker just that much more confusing. While not a bad idea, I just think it's a bit late for it. But let me know down in the comments. Leaderboards, I think, are great, but the way frvr tries to show it is a bit discreet. If I'm being honest, I find that the whole UI needs to be looked at. Let's say you're a new player, would this menu not come off as overwhelming? Trying to find certain modes in lobbies can be quite daunting. I would say that frvr should host a UI rehaul contest with appropriate compensation and let the creative talent that the Krunker community still has to this day flourish, or outsource it, but I like the other idea better. The server browser needs to be condensed down. Now, what do I mean by that? Right now, there's so many things being thrown at you with the raids button, the zombies, trade plaza. Newer players will only know the game that they're playing when they type krunker.io, aka pubs. And a hot take, I think that servers should be combined with other servers. For instance, as an Oceania player myself who resides in Australia and my main server is Sydney, it's not very active, and when it is active, it can be quite sweaty, just due to the ratio of sweats to casuals. Having one server location covering a large pool of players, in my opinion, is the better play here regarding the pub match experience. An example would be merging Sydney and Tokyo into Singapore, or merging all of the Americas servers, North and South, into a more centralized server, let's say Dallas or somewhere around there. Another thing that I want to cover just in regarding pubs is there's actually too many playable game modes. The issue with this is it splits up the players too much and clusters players into a ton of 1 to 3 headcount lobbies. If it was up to me, I would just have free-for-all, hardpoint, only because it's the main competitive mode, and perhaps one other team mode or an LTM of some sort. Less is more right now, and the more you can condense down, the higher likelihood that pub players will have fuller lobbies and an overall better experience. One last thing that I want to briefly cover is just the overall neglect for custom games inside of Krunker. Why did we practically abandon that part of Krunker? There were so many tools in place to make Krunker a Roblox on browser, with compensating map makers monetarily to keep releasing innovative games to play, along with the concept of KRUNKscript. It's an area where improving it could potentially massively improve player retention. That's all I have for you today, Pack. Would love to cover these topics a bit more, but the video is getting a bit long. So if you have any other questions or ideas for future uploads, you can drop them in the comments down below, or check out the Twitch when we're live, or ask away in my Discord linked below.